is a tag match tournament and is for 1 fall. 1 fall. 2.5.
Alright folks, welcome back to Vintage Wrestling's Gold Rush. Kory Chavis alongside the general manager of Vintage All-Star Wrestling, Big P Cannon here. 2 matches down, 2 more to go in the first round of this Gold Rush tournament, with of course the 8 men advancing on. Will be in a battle royal with the final 2 competing in a ladder match for the right to hoist that Internet TV title. Participant number 1 on Team 1 in this matchup is 1/2 of the Circle of Disrespect, Francisco Ciatso. So Ciatso's partner here, going to be another big name here in Vintage All-Star Wrestling. The former Vintage Heavyweight Champion, the Soul Assassin Kory Chavis. And we talked about earlier on when John Davis was out here, a man that has competed in tag team competition all over the world with great success. His partner, of course, was Kory Chavis. Now can Chavis advance on and join his former tag team partner in that battle royal moving forward? Him and Ciatso here is going to be one hell of a tag team to get through.
I got to be his partner, man. Unfortunately, I'm not wearing for Kory, so let's make sure you're on top of the game. I'll play
And it looks like participant number 1 on their opponents is going to be Mikey. As we've already seen Super Grover, this obviously signals his tag team partner coming down the pike. As here comes Mikey. Mikey, of course, 1/2 of the buddy system along with Super Grover, a part of the Vintage Tag Team Initiative put in place by General Manager Big Pete Cannon. So we're going to see a couple of tag teams exploding here. Mikey on one side, Ciatso on the other side, of course, the buddy system in the Circle of Disrespect. It remains to be seen who Mikey's tag team partner is, but we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here of people left to get called out in this tournament. So let's see who Sean LaFlash introduces now as Mikey's tag team partner. Looks like Mikey wants Grover. I don't think Mikey understands the rules here, Pete.
Yeah, I don't know what he understands. I'm sure it's not much.
As we maybe speculated, Mikey was on nap time when Super Grover came out, as I certainly recognize this music, as this is not a man that Mikey certainly wants to be with. His tag team partner tonight, the 6'6", 282-pound monster from the Crocodile City, Sobeq. As the master of the Crocodile Death Roll, a man coming all the way from Egypt several lifetimes ago. Sobeq, a man who dominated Vintage All-Star Wrestling throughout the year 2013, looking to make his mark in 2014. What better way than winning the Gold Rush tournament and walking out of Sanford and Gold Rush, the Internet Television Champion. So the Soul Assassin Kory Chavis and the King of Florida Francisco Ciatso taking on Mikey and Sobeq. As we're trying to get our 5th and 6th participant into the Battle Royal, coming down a little bit later on here tonight. Once again, the tag team titles are on the line. BeastMode, Don Maximo and Biff Slater, defending against South Florida's finest E.R.A. and Maxx Stardom. And in the main event, Jessy Sorensen challenging Milo Beasley for the Vintage Heavyweight Championship. But bell sounds, this one's underway. Sobeq and Kory Chavis to start things out. Chavis 6'4", 282. Once again, 6'6", 282. So these guys very evenly matched up.
Don't encourage that.
It should provide a hard-hitting contest here. Once again, teams in this tournament drawn at complete random.
Come on, big boy, show me what you got.
Collar and elbow tie up to start off. And Ra's going to grab a side headlock here, trying to wear down Chavis. As we still have one more match to go in this tournament. We know Simon Says is yet to be called. He's got to be in that match. Who is his partner going to be? Who are his opponents going to be? As Kory Chavis challenging Ra one more time as he goes off, barely phasing Chavis here. These two behemoths running into each other. And he's going to make the tag. There's Ra to Mikey here. And this dysfunctional tag team ramps it up a notch. As Chavis trying to goad Mikey in. And Francisco Ciatso here, maybe trying to get under the skin of his tag team partner, cheering on Mikey. So it looks like the circle of disrespect in the buddy system at least have some sort of mutual respect. And Mikey turns around and walks right into a right hand of Kory Chavis. That stinging blow, certainly not a garden variety right hand, as Chavis packs a lot of punch behind that one. And just like that, he turns around and is going to tag in the King of Florida, Francisco Ciatso, who subsequently grabs a front face lock on Mikey. Ciatso certainly smaller than Mikey. Mikey has a size advantage, but Ciatso has the heart and determination and that intensity that we've seen by very few in this sport. Mikey trying to power out here. Ciatso pops him with a couple of forearms. Ciatso here, that front chancery, trying to prevent Mikey from making a tag. But look at Mikey here, trying to drive his weight into his corner. And if he can do that, he can take certainly Ciatso out of the middle of the ring and also possibly open the door for Sobeq to make the tag. As Ciatso continuing to try to wear down Mikey, gets him back into their corner. And once again, you see Ciatso and Chavis not on the same page, at least as friends. But they are on the same page, potentially as a tag team, as the tag is made and Chavis back in the contest. As Kory Chavis now, just rubbing Mikey's head right into that mat. And we know that mat can cause friction and burns across the face of Mikey. And I don't think the nurse is here to give him that first aid kit, so Mikey certainly, without Grover, is going to need that help. As Chavis here, just working him over against the middle rope. And the crowd here getting firmly behind Mikey. I don't know how much they're into Sobeq but Mikey and of course Super Grover, the buddy system, two of the more popular all-stars here in vintage wrestling. Chavis rolls him over. 1, 2. And the disrespectful cover there, just rubs his forearm right across his face, doesn't hook the leg. And he's not going to be able to get the 3 count. As Chavis makes the tag into Ciatso there. As Kory Chavis, certainly one to bend the rules whenever he's got opportunity. Normally brought to the ring by the voice Justin Michaels, who's absent from this contest. You gotta wonder if he'll be out here later on with the Beast Mode, as that's coming up just in a little while. As South Florida's finest make their vintage wrestling debut and will challenge for the tag team title as a part of General Manager Big Pete Cannon's tag team initiative here in vintage wrestling. As Ciatso continues to try to ground Mikey, and Mikey off the ropes, grounded there with the big elbow. 2. That's going to get a 2.5. As Ciatso here is going to grab that chin lock, cutting the ring in half. As Mikey right there in the center of the ring, nowhere near his corner, and trying to make that tag to Ra. As Sobeq Ra here, trying to make a stamp on this tournament. He certainly wants to be able to advance that ladder match. How would the big 6'6", 282-pounder fare climb that ladder? That's something we very well could see in a little while. As we know, we're already going to see it from Big Barrington Hughes in excess of 400 pounds. As Chavis wrenching back here, modified camel clutch. As Mikey here in desperation mode, trying to make the tag. as Chavis now brings him back up to a vertical base. The single leg pickup. And Chavis there gets kicked off into the corner. Mikey gets a little bit of an opening. Oh, and he goes for the tag to Sobeq Ra. And Sobeq Ra, in a complete showing of disrespect, drops off the apron, and he's leaving his partner for dead. Mikey certainly used to having that comfort zone, that security blanket in Super Grover. And now Kory Chavis and Francisco Ciatso going to have their way with Mikey. As Chavis now starts pounding away. Mikey, arguably the largest competitor in this contest, but he's unable to take advantage of it. Oh, Mikey's trying to take him out of the corner. Can that power and strength come into fruition here as he power bombs him out of the corner? But Mikey falls down. Both men are down. Who's going to get back to a vertical base first and advance on to the Battle Royal? As Ciatso desperately reaching for the tag, trying to get the crowd behind his team. Is that something you rarely see out of Kory Chavis, the crowd behind him? As Mikey here, he's got no help, as it's now a handicap situation. No sign of Sobeq Ra. And there's the tag into the King of Florida. And here comes Ciatso, and he runs right into a shoulder tackle. As Mikey's starting to heat up a little bit here. Ducks underneath the clothesline. Mikey picks him up. And he dumps him down there with a modified back suplex. And Mikey there runs around into position. The big splash, 2. And Ciatso kicks out a 2.5. Mikey now trying to figure out where he's at. Chavis is in the ring. We got the 2-on-1 here. He turns around. Mikey here doesn't know exactly where to go. He charges into the corner, and he runs right to the back elbow of Chavis. He turns around right into the K5. And there's that flatliner, 2 and 3. And Francisco Ciatso and Kory Chavis advance on to the Battle Royal a little bit later on tonight. As Kory Chavis having a laugh at the expense of Mikey. Francisco Ciatso a little protective here of his fellow tag team competitor. But looking at the big picture, Ciatso can't be too angry because alongside him and Kory Chavis, these two figured out a way to get by Sobeq Ra and Mikey, and will now advance on, joining Mike Cruz and Jason Falcone. And of course, John Davis and Big Barrington Hughes as 6 of the 8 competitors in that Battle Royal with a right to go on to the ladder match for the Internet TV title. We've got 1 match to go, 4 competitors. Who will be the final 2 in the Battle Royal? We will find out in just a couple of seconds here on Vintage Wrestling's Gold Rush.